Hello, dear friends. This is Jonathan Rosenblatt with you from the Riverdale Jewish Center, wishing you and your dear ones a Chag Sameach as we enter the festival of Sukkot. This series, the Ushpizin, in which I am joined by my colleague Rabbi Genak and our wonderful intern team, is in order to introduce you to some aspect of each of the 7 mysterious guests who come to the Sukkah to share with us from the pages of Jewish history. The first night we featured Avraham Avinu. The second night, of course, belongs to his son, to Yitzchak Avinu, to Isaac. Isaac is a reticent character. His voice in the Torah is very, very quiet, almost to the point that we imagine that he is passive. And yet, in his gestures and in his unspoken words, Yitzchak seems to find much that other characters require in more dramatic forms. In the story of the death of Sarah Imenu, Yitzchak Avinu is notably absent. We never hear his voice weeping. We never hear his words eulogizing. We never hear him bargaining for the right to bury Sarah in Machpelah. And this leads you to understand why, according to some, he wasn't even present. But given the great quietness of this patriarch, perhaps he was present, only in the overt, high-energy, visible character of his father. He moves to the sideline and allows Avraham Avinu to dominate. So what happens to his humanity, to his emotion? The Torah shows us in the most quiet and subtle ways. Vayisaper ha'eved liYitzchak eis kol hadvarim asher osa. And Eliezer, the servant, returning from the house of Besuel and Lavan with a bride for Isaac, Rivka, told him all that had occurred. Vayevieha Yitzchak ha'ohalo Sarah imo. And Yitzchak brought her into the tent of Sarah, his mother. Vayikaches Rivka. And he married Rivka. Vatihilo leisha, and truly she was to him a wife. Vaye'avel, and he came to love her. And then quietly, Vayinachem Yitzchak acharei imo. And Isaac was comforted after his mother. Suddenly, we understand that in all the pages we have turned since the beginning of Parshas Chayesar, a quiet ache in the heart of the son of Israel's first matriarch has gone unsoothed, unattended. Because he was so quiet, no one knew how much he missed his mother, how much he sensed the void that her absence left. And it is only once Rivka Imenu has come, through miraculous divine intervention, only once he has gone through the motions of his duty, what is expected of him. No one asks him if he wants to marry her. Only after all of that, when quietly in his heart he falls in love with her, does he finally know some sense of comfort for his mother. And of course Rashi, quoting the Midrashic tradition, is that he recognized that the tent of Sarah again felt like the tent of Sarah, because the presence of God in the most simple domestic details let him know that the spirit of a matriarch had returned to the house of Abraham. We welcome Yitzchak into our Sukkah. What, after all, do we have to offer him? Just the sight of Jewish families enjoying a festival, of Jewish families welcoming guests, welcoming the poor. We usher him into a tent which is remarkable for its lack of remarkable qualities, for its sweet domesticity. But what we are really inviting him to is the tent which is the descendant of the tent of his mother Sarah, the descendant of the kind of home that tent became again when his bride Rivka Imenu came to dwell in it. Doubtless, when Yitzchak Avinu comes to visit our Sukkah, he is again surrounded by love, by Yehavel. He is again surrounded by a sense that finally the comfort, the longing, which was so subtle and so quiet that no one even noticed that he was suffering, is again requited. Vayinachem Yitzchak acharei imo, and Isaac again is comforted after his mother by seeing what he and his wife Rivka have produced in their children. Have a Chag Sameach. Enjoy the company of Yitzchak Avinu.